Not you trying to be more American than the American.
Why are you faking your accent?
It's not even your country for real.
They're so funny. They think if they play American enough, they will be
You're
American.
actually such a wannabe.
Hi, wannabes, and welcome back to Wannabe Americana, a podcast for outsiders by an outsider. I'm your host, Bianim Isibor. Hi, hello. How are you doing? What's popping? What's good? Happy New Year, you guys. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. I'm so hyped for 2025 because I see big things for us. I see big things for me. I see big things for Wannabe Americana. Let me sprinkle it in there. In today's episode, y'all, it is based off of a post I saw on TikTok. Okay, and I'm going to share that post with y'all because I feel like I've been going through this for the past 4 months. So I'm going to read it for y'all first, and then we're going to have a conversation about it, okay? So it says, the challenging part of studying abroad is once you move abroad, you won't know how to move back home. Once you leave your hometown, your whole mindset will change. You grow as a person, you change, and when you go back home, everything will look familiar, yet it will never feel as familiar as before. And you know what? I read that and I said, finally, somebody get me. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody finally understands what I've been going through for the past 4 months. Because honestly, like, I tried to explain to my family, and I feel like we know this, that I'm kind of a lot as a person, and half the time they're just like, Biani, get it together, girl. And I get it because I always, like, something's always going on with me. So I completely get it. But I feel like so many of us are feeling like this, and so many of us are just like, I can never move back home. I get it. Okay, lucky for y'all. Y'all are good where you're at by God's grace. But if you are, you've moved back home and you're just trying to figure things out, I guess this episode is for you. And hopefully this helps. Couple of things I've come to understand is there's such a huge difference with living abroad and moving abroad, right? And there's also a huge difference with living at home and moving back home. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to start with living abroad. So I lived in the US for about 6 years of my life, and I think it was solid. It was like a very formative time in my year when I moved, and it definitely like changed me in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? But like, I did used to visit the US like when I was 10. Okay, like when I was 10, bro, at 10, life was lifing, bro, in the best way possible. We used to travel all the time when we were younger. And big ups to my parents because like they would make an effort to take us to like Disneyland. We went to ATL. We was outside when we was 10. Okay, like I cannot even lie. But like visiting abroad is literally, you are in this simulation where like everything else is not real life. Like you're literally spending dollars. You're literally like, bro, like how do I explain this? Like I feel like y'all get it. When you visit somewhere, you're trying to do everything there. Like you're the tourist. Okay, you're a tourist in a foreign country. Like literally taking pictures, literally everywhere you were going to. Anywhere they posted that was a cool place to be at, you was there. You get what I'm saying? Like 10 was my peak. Okay. Now that is visiting abroad. Moving there, you guys, was honestly such a huge reality check from my simulation because in my head, I was moving there and I was like, bro, like it's gonna be like, I'm gonna live. Like I'm gonna, and then you watch Disney Channel shows and they tell you how much you're gonna live. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about this on one of the episodes with Serena where we were talking about like Disney Channel is not a real place. And like they should never use Disney Channel. Like you should never use Disney Channel to kind of determine how life abroad is going to be because they lie to us. Okay. When I did move abroad, bro, like the reality check first started with the bills. Okay. I haven't paid rent. I didn't pay rent while I was there. Paying rent is one of the reality checks. Like it's no longer like, oh, I want to go to Disneyland, I want to go to Wild Waddy, I want to go to... Nah, bro, you got bills first of the month to get paid, my dude. Like, it is not the same thing. Like, it's a whole different experience, like moving abroad and visiting abroad. I used to have this huge argument with my parents because I would ask them for money, right? And they would always be like, Biani, you're spending beyond your means every single time. And it used to stress me out. I used to be so mad because I was like, bro, I wish I was spending beyond my means, bro. Like, I genuinely wish that was the reason. But the truth is, milk is like $7. And that's just one part of the grocery list, bro. And here's the thing about me. I don't mind starving a little bit. For a cute outfit, I don't mind it. But as an anemic queen, if I starve myself for more than a particular period of time, I would eventually pass out. And then I would have to pay medical bills because somebody would decide to call an ambulance and say, oh my God, Biani, like take her to the. And then I would be owing emergency bill and I would also be owing medical insurance. And that is just like, when you think about all of that, you're just like, you know what? Like maybe not get the fit and just go get some groceries. But like by the time you spend money on your groceries, it's like $80, bro. Allowance is $100. You feel me? You feel like, so that used to piss me off, but it got to a point where like I understood that they couldn't understand that like the cost of living was so high and they just assumed that I was always buying clothes, which I get it because I would buy clothes. Like I would do that. That would be something I would do. But at this, when we're ranking, surviving in the US, like food is definitely like top of the chain as opposed to like clothing and looking cute. So yeah, but then I would tell my parents, I'm like, I wish y'all could just like live abroad for like 6 months and just like kind of experience it, because my parents would just visit and then leave and they wouldn't really get to experience like what's actually going on. So like I would be like, bro, I wish y'all could just like stay here for 6 months and just kind of like see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing, like, I mean, yes, like rent, bills, and like, like real life, like feeding yourself and stuff like that is scary. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm 25. It shouldn't be scary. But I mean it is sometimes. It is scary sometimes, like you're grown. So you have to, and I think like living abroad definitely like shifts your mindset, like things are just different. You're more organized, or maybe you're not like me. Like you're more organized for the most part. Like, you're handling the bills. Like that's a big step for Biani, okay? That's a big step for all of us, okay? Like so I think it definitely like switches your mindset. There's a lot of like growth in it, and you're no longer the little kid who moved abroad anymore. You're not like the adult who's taking care of herself, or taking care of himself type thing. So like that's kind of how I saw it. And I feel like visiting abroad doesn't really expose the everyday struggles, like adapting to the systems and the cultures and everything. Like you're just like in your bubble doing your little thing, like, so that was just like one thing I had to understand between like moving and visiting abroad. And also I feel like if I could change the world, like if there's one thing I could change in the world, it would definitely be, if I could make one rule in the world, it would definitely be every child from a collectivist culture deserves to live abroad for 6 months, move away from home, move 5,000 miles away from home, and just figure out life without the community. Like that's one thing I would do, like if I could change the world. Like if I had one superpower, that would be it. You feel me? I think that's a good, I think that's a good thing to have, so that's definitely one thing I would do for sure. Yeah, because I think, living abroad honestly just builds character half the time. Because like when I was first moving, bro, I was shy. It was so embarrassing. Like everybody now is like, Bianni, you're so outspoken, you're so bold. I'm like, baby, like I don't even know who this person is. Because me back in the day, I cannot talk, I cannot give eye contact. I cannot look. My head was always down. I was always like I cannot speak. I cannot like it was very embarrassing. So I definitely think like it builds character. And I say that because like when you move abroad, you live abroad, you get to experience a whole new culture and you get to see like new realities of like what is possible and like what is actually relevant, And like now that I'm back, I feel like most people think I'm so unserious because it's just like, bro, I'm just existing, my dude. Like life is never that difficult. Like this life is not that hard. Like I'm just going to pray to the Lord, do my part, and just keep it pushing, dude. Like that's really all I could do. Anything else that anyone's trying to like, if you want to yell at me, not today. Not today. I'm in a good mood. I said my prayers. Life is good right now. Why do you want to come and yell at me? Why are we doing all that? So like that's how I see life. That's how I exist right now. And most people don't agree with it. And you know what? Like you do you and I'm gonna do me. As long as I'm not hurting you, life is good. You feel me? So yeah, I think everybody needs some of that. Everybody needs some of that. But like now that I moved back home, it's a lot. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like moving back home, I've lived so many lifetimes as opposed to like when I was abroad. And like I'm grateful, but at the same time, I have to be like very, very like cautious. You know what I'm saying? So like here are a couple of things that I'm still trying to figure out moving back home. One of them is the way I have almost been used for one chance here is crazy. The way I have been swindled of money here It's crazy. And the way I'm constantly getting swindled of money is actually crazy, bro. Like, one example is I used to take the Okada. So Okada in Nigeria is like a motorcycle, but like the not so cool version of a motorcycle. But it's a form of transportation, right? And like me and my sister would take it 200 naira, right? And then I would take a loan, and these people would be charging me 200 naira for this thing. And then one of my sisters like, bro, like, where's my change? And she's like, I was like, bro, I don't have it. And she's like, how much was your Okada? And I was like, it was 200 naira. I said, girl, it is 100 naira. Like, I could literally walk that journey that they were calling 200 naira. And like, it was crazy because even after I started giving them 100 naira, they were still arguing with me for the 200 naira. And I was like, bro, like, you guys need help and y'all need Jesus, because what? Another time I went to the market, and I think it's in one of my vlogs on my YouTube, where this female gave me steaks and told me to make it a frame. Now, I know that I'm a JJC, but like, that is actually crazy. Like, where is the board for the frame? You know? And I think I shared this with you guys on my TikTok. She tried to swindle me. I was like, you know what? Like, and I think sometimes, y'all, I think it's because of my accent. And I have tried, bro. Y'all don't understand. I have tried to do the pidgin English. I've tried to like pull back my Nigerian accent, but I think I need to stay here a bit longer to kind of like pull it out of me, or just like lose it, you know, like crease match crease type energy, you know? But like, it's been crazy, bro. Like, you cannot trust nobody here. Like, literally, you cannot trust anybody. Like, what? Another thing that I found super crazy is the lack of knowledge here. Bro, when I was in the US, okay, I used to use Spotify to do audiobooks. And this is not like, honestly, like, this is not me trying to like shade anybody or like none of that. Like, this is just like my observation of what I've seen like since I've been back. And I was in the US, like, I used to have audiobooks on my Spotify, right? And I would listen to my audiobooks, like, that's literally all I would listen to. And then when I moved back home, I was like, okay, it doesn't make any sense for me to be paying for my Spotify in dollars when I could just pay for it in Naira and it's cheaper. As soon as I switched to Naira, bro, all my audiobooks left my account. And I don't know if this is like Spotify's fault or if this is like ours, but I was just like, why would you remove books when I moved back to Nigeria? And maybe it's because, like, what I'm assuming is because maybe them selling audiobooks here isn't selling for them. That's why they just decided to just like stick with music, which is understandable. But just like, there's no thirst for knowledge. And me coming out here to say thirst for knowledge, like, me before I left Nigeria, I could care less. Okay. Like, but now it's just like, there's so much to teach. There's so much to learn. There's so much to understand. And it's just like, everybody would rather focus on somebody's fake BBL or new BBL or who's fighting who on the internet or who cheated on who. And I'm like, bro, where the finance? How do you make money in Nigeria legally, bro? Like, how do you start a business? How do you run a successful business here in Nigeria? How are we supposed to like learn how to save? What schools are offering different scholarships in Nigeria? What schools are like offering SATs, ACTs, and like who are giving, you know, other schools are coming to hunt for them from the abroad? Like, I want to know about that. Where are those podcasts? Like, I would listen to a podcast like that, but like, I don't see any of them available. Like, I just see podcasts talking about people just crapping on other human beings. And I'm probably doing the same, but like, that's not the purpose of this. I'm just saying, like, that is what it is. You know, I mean, there's a couple of like self-help ones, which I love. You know, I absolutely love hearing like self-help in Nigeria, especially because it's not a commonly spoken topic or a conversation that's usually had. But it's just like, why don't we have more of that and just more of gossip? Like, why would people thirst for gossip as opposed to thirsting for knowledge that could improve their lives? Like, what I want to hear in 2025, how can you build my bank up, bro? I don't care who got a new BBL. I don't care. Oh, I don't. You know, like, that's just like one thing I'm just like, I cannot wrap my head around. Like, it's so exhausting. Like, I really cannot. I don't know. You know? And like, another thing is like, here, like, I mean, like, you cannot be nice. Like being a nice person is just like, oh, you're famsing me or like you're famsing this person. What? I said hi to you and I'm now let me explain. Famsing is like, I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, how do you explain Nigerian slangs? Famsing is kind of like you're just trying to be friendly with the person to kind of get clout from them, or I don't know, bro. Like, maybe somebody explain to me what famsing means, but like, I just know that I know what it means, but I don't know how to explain it in English. But famsing is just famsing, okay? But somebody's like, oh, you're famsing me. Huh? I said, hi, how am I famsing you? I smiled at you and I'm like, I just don't get it. And sometimes maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. My sister was like, bro, I just feel like I don't read. Not that I don't read the room, but it's just like I don't process when people don't want me there. I don't think that's what it is. I think for me, I'm just like, I'm a hopeless optimist. I think that's what it is. I always see the good in people. I always just like feel like everyone deserves a smile. Everyone deserves like a hi, hello, like a little smile here and there. Like that's just me. That's just me. And sometimes it's taking off as it's probably giving off famsing, whatever. So that's something I'm definitely trying to adjust to and get used to. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could ever get used to like keeping beef with somebody I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I just like cannot like carry a strong face because I'm trying to like prove myself. Like, what? I don't know. Like, that's just me, y'all. Like, these are just things I've noticed about home and like moving back here. Like, but I'm not gonna say everything has been bad. I think moving back, I feel like I needed it. Like, I really do. I haven't been this happy in a very long time. I will admit to that. I've just been in a very horrible place for a really long time. And I think I needed to move back home and just be around people I'm familiar with. And, I'm super grateful for that. I really am. I really am. Couple of things, right? Like I love here. I love it here. Like the networking, the opportunities here are absolutely insane. Like the ability to meet so many new people has been one of my best experiences that I've ever experienced. Like it's so easy to meet people. Like you could party with like the most random person and they're like, so like, what do you do? Like, oh my gosh, we could hang out again. And then we should go for dinner and then we chat and they're like, oh, I do this, I do that. And you're like, I do this, I do that. And we could help each other out. Like literally that's it. Like, somebody who knows somebody who's able to help you out. Boom, 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 boom. You're moving. Like that's it. It's like, there's not too much stress. And I absolutely love that culture. I love it. Like, but you also have to like know the right people, find the right people and, hope for the best, I guess. But yeah, like, I love that. And I think another thing I really love is just like being able to hang out with my grandmummies. I was so scared when I was back home or when I was back in the US. Like I was so scared that like I would lose somebody while I was back there. And I don't know how I would have processed it. Like I don't really process things at the right time. And when I do finally process it, it's just like a lot of emotions that hit me at once. So like I was so scared of that, but like just being able to like come back, my grandmummies are okay and I'm able to like hang out with them. Bro, like I did a bunch of YouTubes with my grandmummies in it and I loved it. I was so happy. My mom was like, Biani, like turn that shit off. Da, da, da. But like I did it because like, like those are memories I'm gonna have forever. Like those are memories that are ingrained in my life forever. Like those are time capsules. Like when my great grandchildren see it, they're like, oh my gosh, this was your grandma. And I'm like, yeah, girl, that was my grandma. She was so cool. And I'm so happy that my grandma indulged me. So I'm just like super happy that I'm able to like, hang out with my grandmummies, hang out with family, chat with my sisters who are not very chatty. I feel like I'm the chattiest person in my house. Probably when I started a podcast. But like it's okay. I feel like they love me. I know they love me, but like they just don't show it enough to me, but it's okay. But like, yeah, like those are like some things I'm super, super happy that I moved back home for, so yeah. And you know what? Like at the end of the day, y'all, I think it's okay for us to like not feel familiar with like moving back home. And I think it's funny. I think it's so funny to think that like you would evolve and grow as a person and expect to be the same when you move back home. I have people who've told me like, oh my gosh, Benny, you've changed so much. You're not the person I used to be. I said, thank God I'm not. I hope to heck I'm not. Because like, why would I want to remain the same? And I mean, like, even with us changing, like home, of course, is going to change. Like nothing's going to like stay the same. And I think it's super important for us to like understand and acknowledge that like nothing is ever going to stay the same because you left it and came back, And I think to deal with like, understanding that change and that familiarity, I just think is just create new memories, The Mr. Biggs you saw us earlier that's probably broken down right now is not going to be the same Mr. Biggs you're going to see. Maybe it's going to be like a whole new restaurant or something, like, but like that's okay. It's fine. Like we're trying out new things, we're exploring new things, we're finding out new things. And I think it's actually super exciting, to start a whole new chapter all over again and just like explore new things and create new memories. And I think that's probably why I started my Lagos vlogs, because like having those memories and exploring these things and discovering new things about the city is so invigorating. You know, I feel like it's so um I don't know. I like to feel like I just exist in this world and, you know, I get to explore God's good things. I know it's getting very like religious, but like that's just how I see life. Like just exist and like, you know, enjoy the new chapter. You know, like that's really all I got, y'all. Enjoy the new chapter, embrace it. Like it's never gonna be the same. Like that's one thing you do need to know. Like it's never going to be the same. And it's okay. You know, like it really is okay. Like everybody's changing, life is changing, home is changing, and it's fine. So just create a new chapter. Start a new chapter. That's all I got. That's all I got. I know I said a lot, you guys. I know, like, you know, y'all, I feel like I yap a lot. And I really hope that, like, y'all get it. Because y'all stick with me most of the time, you know, and I really appreciate it. But I know I said a lot of things, but let me just know what resonated with you, okay? And what you feel and how you feel about, you know, home not feeling like home anymore. And let's talk about it. Okay, let's chat about it. I'm going to start Wannabe Wednesdays. I really, really want to start. But I need y'all to send me your stories and send me your questions and send me your dilemmas and let's chat about it. You know, I will talk to you guys later next week, same time. All right, talk soon, Wannabes.